Hey guys, welcome back. If you guys noticed, there was a bit of an issue there in the beginning, having some technical difficulties, and the thumbnail was the wrong date. Is from last week. I had updated it, but I didn't. It's not pulling it up. So, anyways, I guess we'll just get right into it. Technical difficulties. This is live, so whatever. It is what it is. Okay. So we'll get right into it. And like I've said in previous streams for Construction News Saturdays, the links to all of these stories that I'm bringing to you are in the description if you want to follow along, or you want to go ahead and go to the website and actually read all the details. Excuse me, about the each story. Well, actually, and before we get into it, just want to let everyone know, they've been expanding the especially here in California, they've been expanding the vaccinations. The COVID-19 vaccine, I already got mine. It was open to me recently just because of the fact that I'm a post transplant recipient, or kidney recipient, so post transplant. So I'm on the list of some of the first people to get it that aren't like first responders and educators and things like that. So actually, let me do one quick thing I forgot. Also have my fan on. I'm gonna have to actually do a quick little something here. Also, let me get this crap. I said a bunch of stuff I didn't, that's been going on and shit. Anyways, all right. Now, on to the news, guys. All right. So our first story is actually one that's local to me here in California. And it's a project that is going to go on at LAX. Now, this project here at LAX, it's actually a $480 million, right? Yeah, $480 million project. And it's actually going to be, who is it? The contractor is named, something Perini, Tudor Perini. And so these guys, so they announced that they've won this project. They're planning to get started by the third quarter, which would be, what is it? Let's see there, to October. So sometime between, I guess, July and September is what they're trying to get it. Between July and September, somewhere around there is when they're planning to get it started. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but there is a lot of work going on over at LAX right now, including a terminal. I want to say it's like terminal 2 or 3. I want to say it's terminal 2. They literally gutted the whole fucking thing out. I mean, I was there. I can't even remember how long or when I was there, but I was there, and we walked past the barriers that they have, the temporary barriers, and you can actually look where the doors are. In between the doors, because it's just plywood, and you can see daylight like right there. So they literally tore the whole fucking thing out, Terminal 2, and they're rebuilding it. So this actually has nothing to do with that, but I'm just saying there's a ton of work going on at LAX right now, including something that's tied into this project here. They're actually have an automated people mover that they're installing right now, that like I said, it's under construction right now. So with this project here that Tudor Perini actually announced is that they got it. Like I said, it's a $480 million project, and they're pretty much building a brand new major transit station. Good Lord, I can't get shit out today. That would connect the Metro Crenshaw and the Green Lines, which are like not trolleys, but they're trains that go through, but they're really very, very light rail that go through the city and actually through the county of LA. So what it is that this Metro Crenshaw and the Green Rail lines are going to come into the new station, and they're gonna connect that along with some bus routes to a main terminal, and from there they'll get people to the automated people mover. So like I said, they're planning to get started by the third quarter of this year, and the timeline is for them to have substantial completion by 2025. Now, they said in the first quarter, which would be the first 3 months, if it's by the calendar year, which is, they didn't mention if it was or not. So, but there's that substantial completion. The people mover, like I said, is currently under construction. So that's pretty much all we know right now. So there's plenty of work, more work coming at LAX. All right, so that's that. Now let's see the story number 2. It actually comes from the the Association of the American Society of Civil Engineers. Apparently, they had a webinar with a bunch of other people, whatnot. So their webinar is to address the infrastructure of the United States, the resiliency and technology, not necessarily technology used on the on the infrastructure as far as like cameras and sensors and this and that. No, what it is the technology that we've been using, and that is being advanced to test the resiliency and to X-ray and assess our infrastructure. Now, the important thing here is that ever since they've been doing these assessments, the infrastructure has never gotten a score higher than a D plus, which is very, very bad. From an A to a B to a C to a D and then an F. And we have been, I must admit, we've been to the D minus F plus category for quite a while. Now, this time around, this last round of assessment that they did, they gave the infrastructure actually a C minus, which is an improvement, but we do need to do better. So part of this COVID-19 relief bill, well, actually no, it's not part of the relief bill, but for the recovery plan after this relief bill that was passed. So afterwards, we have this infrastructure bill that is going to address a lot of this stuff. So hopefully it's not going to get tangled up and it's going to take forever to get the money out and issue contracts, go out, these things to be designed, bid, and then built. Okay. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Now, so they talk about the resiliency of not only the current infrastructure that's here now, but also they were talking about building for the future. So they kind of made a point that whenever we build something, not only is the resiliency there for the future, but for some reason we build things that is part fragility. So what they said is that the opposite of resiliency is fragility, things that are fragile. And for some reason, when we build things, there is a fragile state. Just like when there's major floods and things like that, why do we have like the like traffic signals? They shouldn't be bolted to the ground. They shouldn't be on a pedestal that's in the ground, but they should be hung. And that they have designs for that, and they have ideas and solutions for those types of things. So we really need to build more for resiliency, so that in the event of a major disaster, not everything gets completely blown away, or damaged beyond repair, things like that. So that's what they're really looking at, and they're really focusing on the technologies that we now have in order to take on these evaluations and these assessments to make things better. And that way we have better solutions to the problems that are currently here, so that when we build in the future, we can apply those solutions, just like engineering has to do with applying the sciences to solve to solve major societal problems. Okay, so let's see if anything else. Let's see, they're gonna what is it? So yeah, resiliency is gonna be within a reasonable margin of cost, obviously, but that resiliency is gonna be kind of put at the utmost when they're designing and building these things, and not so much having one element that's a little more fragile. So they really want to make sure that we're building for the future, not just for the now and a couple years ahead. Okay, so That one, like I said, is linked below. That was story number 2, right, Steer? Steer knows all about our infrastructure. He loved to run all over, concrete. The sidewalk, oh God, where we used to live before here, there's quite a bit of cracks. And I was always watching and told Steer, watch out, where we're running, because the sidewalk was chipped and cracked all over the place. I didn't want him to, sprain an ankle or something. Let's see. Story number 3. Oh, yeah. Story number 3 comes from New York, specifically Manhattan. Apparently, there's that very famous Tiffany Company building that was made famous by the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. So that building is actually, apparently they're putting an all glass addition on top of the building. And so in order to do that, they need to get some cranes up there. But they don't need big, huge cranes. They can do with a small, like a 30-ton small crane. And so what they actually were looking to do is actually get a crane up there. Yes, guys, a 30-ton crane on top of this building to put up more steel and things like that. So what do? Well, the contractor that was in charge of this, they worked along with the crane company to figure out, to see how they were going to do this. Because as you know, especially in New York and in Manhattan and any of the 5 boroughs, space is at a premium. So this is a multi-month, it's a multi-month project. And so they can't really have a crane parked out in the street because there really is nowhere else to put anything around there. So, and between, I guess apparently I didn't know this, and I just found out reading this article that right before Thanksgiving up to after New Year, you can't have work going on in the streets. So you can't have cranes out in the street. You can't be sitting equipment out in the street during that period. It makes it very tough to continue construction, especially like something like this where you want to put up steel and stuff. If you don't have room on your site, you're just not going to have a crane. So their site is literally the footprint of the building. So how are they going to do this? Well, since it's going to take a while, they figured out how to put a small crane on top of the building without having the building completely fall down. So what they did is they had to go in, they had to evaluate the current state of all the steel and pretty much the structure to see what kind of weight it could hold, with dead weight and live weight, and with including the addition of not just the crane, but it needs to move the different material around and carry the steel up there and for them to hang it. So they did an assessment of the current state of the building. So they had to reinforce mostly the columns, and I think they had to do some of the beams also in order to be able to have the crane up there safely and support the rest of the building that was being added onto. Now that structure that's being added to it is, like, I guess it's apparently all glass. So, they have to be really careful with the vibrations if they drive the crane around or anything like that. So what they did is, on the streets of Manhattan, they brought in a 500-ton crane, and that was counterweighted with, I think it was like 385,000 pounds or 305,000 pounds to pick up this 205,000 pound small crane. So they lifted it up into place, right? So it's up there. And yeah, they had to fly it 7 stories in the air to get it up there. That's just crazy. So yeah, they worked for a couple months to figure out the plan to get this up there and not really impact too much the traffic, that was on the ground. And so they wanted to get in and out as quickly as possible, and hopefully the weather conditions would be perfect for them to get this work done and not have it affect too much, the crane swinging around or anything like that. So obviously, just like if it's really windy, most of the crane operators will not work because of the wind. Same thing here. To Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's crazy what we can do nowadays, right? Being able to lift a crane with another crane and put it up where it needs to go. Okay, let's move on. That was story number 3, guys. Okay, we got 2 more to go. So let's see. Story number 4. Who's the winner? Oh God, here's another. You know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna change this up. Let's do story number 5 first. That's in the link. I'm not gonna change the link descriptions. All right. So story number 5 is actually coming in right now. All right, and then I'll go back to 4. So story number 5 is actually out of Chicago, Illinois. So apparently there's a developer in Chicago, or developer that wants to do this work out in Chicago. And they want to pretty much build a complex in right next to Soldier Field, where the Chicago Bears play in football. So the developer was looking at this and trying to plan this out to see how they could work. But the problem is that there's a mega rail system right where they want to do the work. So apparently I can't remember, the mega rail or mega train, whatever they call themselves, they released a statement that it looks like they've preliminarily have come up with a plan for them to be able to do this. So apparently what they're going to do is that the developer has worked out a way for the construction to be done above it, under it, and all around it without disrupting service. So we'll see how that goes. But apparently they came to an agreement. So one of the caveats to this agreement is the fact that the developer is going to have to do 2 major things. And one of the major things actually includes a bunch of little stuff. So there are civic improvements that need to be made to the streets and the sidewalks and all kinds of other stuff around the area. So the developer needs to get that stuff done as a priority. And the second caveat that they have to deal with is this rail line. They want, because it's part of the city. It's, what do you call it? It's the metro. Whatever their metro division is. So here's the thing. The civic projects need to get done first. And part of that civic project is a new $3.8 billion transit connection place. What do you call it? Let me get over here and see. My notes are kind of messed up. Gosh, everything just... Okay. So what they're going to do is, first and foremost, other than the the sidewalks and the street work and stuff, that the other civic part of the project that they want to do is a $3.08 billion transit connection for the Chicago Transit Authority. So the developer is actually willing to get this done for the city first in order for them to be able to do the rest of the development. Now, what's included in the rest of development, you may ask? Well, there's a hotel involved, 9,000 residences, which I'm guessing are going to be a lot of apartment buildings, but also an office building. So as of right now, the plans aren't really out, so we don't know exactly how big it's going to be, what it's going to entail, but what we do know is that the rail system will not be affected, supposedly, during this whole construction. And they didn't even give a timeline as to when they were planning to start or when they were aiming to end. So we don't know this yet. We'll see what happens. Okay. So that one's not too bad. Okay, guys. Here is what, in the description, this is story number 4. All right. And this one is here also from the state of California, where I am. But this one actually occurs in, I think it's San Luis Obispo County. Here's the gist. There's a company, a general contractor, looks like. Not a huge contractor, but big enough where this person who was entrusted not only with the bookkeeping, but they were also the office manager, ended up embezzling over $877,000 from this company. Poor owner trusted her. Like I said, it's not that big of a company, but they had plenty of work. So her sentence was pretty bad. And the judge quoted that it wasn't so much the fact that it was that much money, but the fact that she felt she could take advantage of the trust that she was given, with the bookkeeping of the company and other things. So, yeah, she stole over $877,000. Now, here's the thing. I guess apparently she was, some of the checks for the vendors, she was able to alter and deposit into her bank account. And she was telling her family, because, they're like, all of a sudden, where'd all this money come from? Things like that. She was telling them that the boss was giving her bonuses for doing such a great job. Yeah, that's what she was saying. I mean, once these guys lie first, or when these people lie, then the lies just keep coming. They just don't know how to stop, really. So like I said, the judge, was really, really, I mean, I guess he was pretty much sad, losing faith in humanity, I would imagine, because of shit like this. You trust someone and then they turn around and do this to you. They stab you in the back, put you in financial situations you probably shouldn't be. I mean, come on. That's almost $1 million that probably the owner, well, maybe not all of it was used, because like I said, some of it was supposedly for the vendors, but she was able to deposit it in her account after altering the checks. So apparently there were like 13 checks that she falsely cashed, and there was some other stuff going on with I can't remember what it is. Anyways, but in total, she had 18 charges against her. And she came in and she pretty much pleaded guilty to all of them. There was no way anything could, there was nothing to save her. Nothing she could say, because all the evidence was there. I guess apparently the investigation started in June of 2019, pretty much the summer of 2019, when let me pull up the article real quick, because it was something the owner noticed that something was wrong. Let's see, no, not that one. Let's see, fourth one. Is it? Nope, not that one either. It's just the bookkeeper. Oh, wow. No. Where? It is here. Okay. So, wow. She was accused of passing 64 fraudulent checks. Wow. Oh, yeah. So she actually successfully got 64 of them deposited, and she was attempting to get 3 more deposited, apparently, when all this stuff was going on. Yeah, June of 2019 is when, or July of 2019 is when the investigations began. And that's when the owner, oh, Jesus, that's right. So in June of 2019, the owner reported this bookkeeper, to the authorities, stating that she has embezzled $47,000. I mean, as an owner, when you have to make that call, you feel like you feel terrible, but I mean, it's your money, it has to be, it's your money for the business, and to pay the workers, pay their salaries. I mean, pay yourself a little bit also, but he only knew of $47,000 after the investigation and after going through all the finances. I mean, can you imagine that, being the owner of a company, and all of a sudden they tell you, well, it wasn't $47,000, it was a little more. Well, how much more? Over $870,000. It's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I mean, like I said, the judge was just pretty much livid that this happened after trusting the person, right, with the finances of the business. It's just, I mean, it's mind-boggling. I don't understand how these people can do this. But of course, if once you get the balls to do it the first time, if nothing happens after a bit, and you're like, wow, well, nothing's gonna happen to me, so you just keep doing it and keep doing it. But to be honest, it's like, wow, 877,000. What made you think that, this wouldn't catch up to you? Honestly, I don't understand how criminals think. I mean, some of them, if you do enough quickly enough and then get the fuck out, I mean, I guess I can see that, but they're still gonna come after your ass. You're not gonna be able to open shit up after that. Excuse me, guys, a little dry there. But yeah, man. Yeah, claiming bonuses to her family that, that she was, what do you call it? That she was getting bonuses. I mean, she was telling that to her family. Good Lord, the lies, once they start, they don't stop, man. To get themselves out of a situation like this. So, the judge also said that there was no way that he could just kind of like not even give her a slap on the wrist, but just as he said, due to the sheer volume of the embezzlement, there was no way around it. It was more than $500,000, so which means she couldn't do her time at a county jail. It had to be at the state level. So she's in state prison, or she's going to state prison because of the amount of money she embezzled. I mean, there's just no way around it. So part of it, or in addition to that, to her going to state prison, her sentence was over 10 months. Like 10 years. I think it's like 10 years, 5 months, and I don't know how many days. But, it's like, just because of the sheer volume, he had no choice but to give her the state prison. And on top of that, he also made the comment that because of breaking that trust and doing what she did, taking advantage of the company like that and her position, that he really felt that the 10 years was warranted, that she should have received that sentence. Nothing less, like I said, because of the situation or the situation of the relationship, I guess, that she betrayed by doing this, and so bad. So, like I said, in the description, you can find that story under story number 4. And we did number 5 as story number 4. Anyways, so the order, if you skip this far ahead, the order that the story is going is actually 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. All right. So I'm just going to leave everything alone so that you guys can not get confused. All right. So I kind of ran through everything kind of quick this time. But to be honest, guys, I'm kind of thinking I might not do this live on Saturdays anymore with streaming like this. I might just put it out as a video so I can collect things as we go throughout the week. And who knows, I might be able to get you guys even more news and do a little bit of video editing, because doing this live like this, I mean, it's great. And maybe I'll do it more if we get more subscribers and people actually watching so that we can interact. But I think for now, it might switch over just because, like I said, I can record during the week. It's not so hard. It's actually a little bit harder. You saw you guys kind of saw the difficulties I was having right now when stuff isn't exactly set up right and some connections are fucked up. I don't know what the hell happened. I can edit all this stuff out. You guys have a nice, cleaner video. And like I said, if I get busy or something like that, I might not have time to get all of these, to read through and get these stories together. And, I might be able to do a little more research and put that in the videos. So we might switch over to that. Now, this last week, I didn't do one for Wednesday, a stream for Wednesday, because I was kind of busy and things like that. But as I've said before, guys, if you have any suggestions for the, as far as news goes, as far as ideas, I'm going to start doing skits. I don't know if you guys have seen, I did do one skit where it was pretty much, parenting versus project managing. I think I'm going to do a couple more of those, as well as other project managing, aspects that we have to deal with all the time that we can apply to real life. So I kind of want to do that a little more. But guys, bear with me. I am, depending on how things go the next couple weeks, I might get a little more busier, might not. I'm not sure. I really want to work on more content, so I have to kind of feel it out at the beginning of the week. But as you know, in project managing, you never know. You could have a fucking fires, going off all of a sudden with, yeah, just all of a sudden, just spontaneously, you start getting phone calls about this, about that, different things going on, whether it's at the work site, whether it's about a project, the submittals, scheduling. Fuck, you just don't know what the hell is gonna go on. But it's fun because, or that's kind of like what I like about being a project manager in the construction industry, because you just get all these kind of things that you get just they throw you a curveball and it comes right out of left field and you're like, what the fuck is this? All of a sudden you got to deal with it, but it keeps you on your toes, and that's what I really like about it. And it's usually different stuff. It's not like the same stupid thing all over again. Why didn't you guys learn from this from the last time? No. With construction, you never know what it could be. It could be the framers, could be the plumbers, could be, hell, your superintendent could be fucked up for some reason, or the owner needs help with some other stuff, or a number of things can go on. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. But like I said, so I may do this as a video, not sure yet. Skits will be coming. Kind of working on a couple ideas right now. Got to bounce them off with some people and see how we do. So yeah, if you guys like me bringing you the news, you guys learn new stuff. If you go off and you go down the rabbit hole of the construction news from one of the links I gave you guys, you're welcome. But really, guys, if you guys enjoy this, please consider subscribing to this channel, hitting that notification bell so that you can be alerted, especially when I put out new skits, because they'll just drop randomly. And give this video a like. It really helps. It really helps me out. Like I said, so we can get this community going and not just be me. There's only so much one man can do. Okay, guys? So I want to open this up to everyone so that we can get this stuff done. We can help others in our community, in the construction community, from people that want to become engineers to people that just want to go out, swing hammers, and turn bolts all day. Hey, man, more power to you, as long as the work gets done in an efficient and effective manner. That's all we want to do. Get our job done, get the fuck out of there, and move on to the next project, which may bring about a new experience, some new knowledge. You never know. You never know. All right? So like I said, guys, I'm going to have to get out of here. This is a short one, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to improve the quality of the my videos and stuff. We'll see. I'm getting a new rig pretty soon, so hopefully we'll get some more efficient ways of doing things. Maybe some new software. I don't know yet. I do not know, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's see. What else? Anything else? Anything else? Any housekeeping to get done? Let's see. My rig. I think that's about it. So I'm gonna get out of here. Steer and I gonna go do some stuff, and maybe, I don't know, go play with his brother for a little bit. We'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday. I know it was after lunch like it usually is. So go grab some dinner in a little bit. Go hang out, have a beer, have a drink or two, have some fun, guys. All right. So as usual, you guys. Oh shit! Hold on. Where am I? There it is. Yep. Cool. All right then. Let me see. Do I have? There it is. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. So like I said, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys go enjoy the rest of your weekend. I don't think there's anything really eventful coming up. I'll see what I do for Wednesday. Still kind of thinking about it. Like I said, I got a ton of shit to do, so hopefully we'll get some of this done over the weekend. Because, a PM's job is almost never done. You gotta deal with stupid shit. I know. Why don't we just talk about working with incompetent, dumbass people? Maybe we'll do that. I think that might be fun. I got a couple of stories about these dumbass people that I've worked with in the past. All right, guys. Let me see. Let me get everything ready. All right, guys. So don't forget, you guys, when you guys are out there, your hard hats, your safety glasses, ear protection, safety vest. Make sure you got all your PPE. And when you're out there, stay safe, everyone. Bye.